Knife Watch. Welcome back to part 2 of the strap battle presented by Knife Watch. This is round 3 between the Baltic Bluegill Aquascaphe and the Tudor BB58. 38 millimeters or 39 millimeters in diameter for both of these watches, 20 millimeter lug width. These watches are both arguably the faces of their brands respectively, and they're both dive watches, 200 meters water resistance with some very vintage inspired coloring. Which one is a better everyday watch for you? Let's just go off with the style points. Check out round 1 and video of part 1 to see how things have been going. We're on to round 3 right now for the gray NATO, and the gray NATO today will be the Bark & Jack gray NATO. I mean, this thing is absolutely beautiful. So I've never used this before, so you can tell I've not done this battle yet. Still says to Ryan, cheers. Thank you, Adrian from Bark & Jack. Hopefully, if he ever sees this video, he'll want to be friends with me and take me to the Tudor factory with him so I can take an Instagram picture and get some more followers and make my mother proud, because that's all of our goal here, right? So I'm going to kindly remove this this little piece here. I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this with the Chavez TAK. This actually stands for tiny ass knife. Excuse my language. Okay. So you can tell I've never done this before with this strap, but today Tudor and Baltic are going to take the virginity of this beautiful, beautiful gray NATO. So this is not about the quality of each watch. It's not really fair to put up a watch that costs over $3,000 with a watch that costs far less, right? Excuse me, gotta take this out. Acting like a NATO noob, hashtag NATO noob, and you can tag me in all your photos on IG. Follow Knife Watch on Instagram, by the way. If you haven't followed me or subscribed, do so now so you don't feel guilty later on when you watch my next video and you're thinking in the back of your head, man, Knife Watch really is not gonna be friends with me when I see him in person. He's gonna know that I didn't subscribe. Just loose yourself of all the guilt. All right. Killing enough time here. Now I'm putting on the Tudor BB58 on the Bark & Jack gray NATO. I've been wanting to wear this NATO for a long time. Seen it in all of Adrian's videos. It looks great on the Omega Speedmaster. So for all intents and purposes, I didn't fit this right. Looks kind of crazy the way I've got it here. But I just wanted to give a general look. Which one looks better on gray NATO? I'd say this looks fantastic. Definitely has that vintage look. Whenever you wear a gray NATO, you're going to get that vintage look. This is an extremely comfortable strap. This is crazy. Wow, I was not expecting that. There's so many different ways you can wear a NATO, so I'm going to try it on a couple different variations here. I've got what I call the over and under. I'm going to try it like that. Okay, so everybody can judge for themselves. I'm just putting it in this way now. Just I'll do it just this way for the Baltic as well, so we can all get a fair look and a fair shake. Tuck this under here. Oop. I do have digital watches too, I guess, right? Hold on, sorry. All right. Okay, here we go. Tudor BB58 on the Bark & Jack NATO. Overall, I think it looks awesome. But let me take it off here. That's enough waffling. Okay, I've already killed 4 minutes with this. But anyway, I'll just lay it down. Just look for yourself. What do you think? How does this look? Is it Instagram ready? Yes, actually. But I don't think it brings out much of the watch. I actually think this silky smooth, deliciously comfortable, and great looking NATO actually kind of speaks for itself. With the BB58, it just looks okay to me. I'm honestly going to give it a 7.5. It looks really great because it's a Tudor BB58. It's a nice strap, but I don't know if this shade of gray is really working on this particular watch right here. So that's what we're going to go for now. 7.5. Okay. Baltic Aquascaphe. Let's take a look at this on the gray NATO from Bark & Jack. How many times can I say Bark & Jack until I get a free cup of coffee? I don't know. Let's find out. So initially, just putting this out in the open, man, this actually does look great. Okay, the silver with the really sort of dumbed down blue. You know, it's really sort of like a dullish navy blue in some lights, and then it's like a bright sunburst in other angles. Here you can really see the emotional depth of this blue dial. Unless you see this in person, you're not really going to feel the vibe as much as this really carries over. I'm gonna get this on wrist right quick. Yeah, I think that the Baltic just has a little bit more, I would say, it's a little bit more masculine than the Black Bay 58 at times. It just, there's nothing very, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here? There's a lot of different variations you get when you wear the Black Bay 58. It gives you a lot of different emotions, but the bluegill aquascaphe from Baltic, it just always looks tough. It just always looks strong, very classic, and very, very straightforward. It's very straight to the point. It would be boring if it didn't have these beautiful sandwich indices. This domed sapphire here, look at that doming on that sapphire. It gives it that vintage feeling. It adds a lot of nuance to it. I think this is excellent, actually. I would rock this. The blue and the silver in person is really working together. I think the shading here is just a little bit sexier than it was on the Tudor. It was almost boring on the Black Bay 58. I'm gonna give this a 9. I love the way that this looks, okay? So, wow, I thought this was gonna be a landslide by the Black Bay 58 after round 1. Let's move right along and get this on beige, okay? So here we go. What do you have so far? What's your score? At the moment, the Tudor is winning, and I think that it's really important that we all see the truth here, which is that whatever works for you is what works for you. If you were considering either of these watches, I would say honestly, consider to get the Black Bay 58 first. If you can afford it, you're never gonna wanna sell it unless it just doesn't work at all for you. At the same time, it's gonna have a lot of resale value just because people love the Black Bay 58. There's always gonna be a fan out there. Every year that passes, there's gonna be a new person looking for a Black Bay 58 of a different age and background. They're just transcendental watches. They just look good across generations and across cultures. So yeah, am I a fan of these watches? Yeah. Somebody told me when I review watches, it's almost as if no other watch exists in the world. Am I that biased? Am I that uber positive about the watches that it just, I guess if I'm that biased, that's fine. Whoa, am I having trouble here? I really thought I would get better at changing straps by now. Oh, I'm using the wrong side of this. Again, apologies for the time this is taking. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And it's not fitting on. Okay, well, that's not fun. Well, for all intents and purposes, let's just get this on the other side. Here. So there's a lot of content out there about the Tudor Black Bay 58 being, you know, perhaps better than a Rolex for all intents and purposes. I wouldn't know. I've never owned a Rolex, let alone worn one, other than my wife's 31 millimeter. But here we have the Baltic Aquascaphe on a beige strap, okay? How does that look? I think it looks okay. It's given me sort of old man vibes. I guess it sort of is an old man strap. Let's try it on something else. Of course, Black Bay 58. Let's see how that works for us. But for now, the score here for the Baltic on the beige, ooh, I don't think it looked that great, honestly. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. It's okay. I wouldn't advertise it on my own as my strap of choice. I'd much prefer probably to put it on the Black Bay 58. So guys, wear your watches, okay? If you bought a Black Bay 58, don't baby it, okay? There are people that are gonna wanna buy these pre-owned and wanna actually wear them. And I would just say, wear your watches. No safe queens over here. And that goes for my knives too. You know, it doesn't matter how expensive something is. if it's valuable to you, it's only going to be of that value if you actually wear it or use it. Otherwise, it's sort of like not making love to your own wife because you want to keep her, I guess, ready for the next person, which is insane and sounds terribly toxic coming out of my mouth. So I don't even know why I said that, but it's true. Like, why wouldn't you enjoy your life with something that you love? This looks amazing. I'm gonna be honest. This looks much better. I don't know if it's just the shade of beige. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure. But I think this looks ravishing, actually. Maybe this is a watch that just lends itself to more beige because of those the loomy, crisp hands here. The hands are a little bit wider and I would say sharper on the Tudor BB58, so it really does lend itself to lighter straps as well. Okay, so we're 11 minutes in and we have tried this. What do you have for this battle so far? Right now, I'm not gonna lie, I have this Tudor BB58 looking like it's looking like a fresh 9 here, but because of just this exact color, I don't think that's really fair. It kind of was made to match, so I'm gonna give it an 8.5 here. Okay, so far, it looks like the Tudor is just winning. That's just what I'm getting here. Is it fair? So far, no, because one watch is worth multiples more than the other. But I'd also say that it's really not fair to judge one watch against another anyway. I mean, I love my G-Shocks just as much as I love, my Seikos or anything else. The reason I probably covet the actual Black Bay 58 more and my Tudor Glamour a little bit more than my other watches, that might just be the price as you're watching me scratch the back of my lugs, even though I don't mind, because don't do this at home, kids, okay? Because this is my watch. I don't care how scratched it gets by me. All right, time for the X Factor. This X Factor battle, we're gonna go rubber. Which one looks better on rubber? So I have a blue rubber here that I think matches the color of the Baltic, and try that there. And this actually, I got this strap for my bronze Aquascaphe, and that's a really great watch. I recommend to many people. And if you like bronze watches, I think that Baltic makes the best bronze watch under $1,000. You may or may not agree, but the bronze Aquascaphe is, I think it goes with a lot of things, and brand new, it looks almost gold, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Speaking of bronze, Tudor also offers a bronze Black Bay that is quite attractive. Okay, so here we've got the Baltic on rubber. I would say that this is very sharp. The bronze buckle actually works too, because the indices here actually, the numbers, they look a little bit bronzish in color too. This looks fantastic. This shade of blue, it's a very odd shade. It's almost like a dark cerulean. It seems to work with the actual sunburst color of the Blue Gilt Aquascaphe, which is just so deep and emotional. It's a very emotional watch when you wear it. This is splendid. I'm gonna give this a 9. I'm really enjoying it. This is appropriate color. It kind of lightens up or brings out the lighter sides of what is very much so an understated watch. Nothing really gonna shout out you about the Aquascaphe, and maybe that's why it loses points overall, is just that it's not really an exciting watch, right? But it does have some secret weapons, that deep sun ray and the sandwich dial, and the fact that there's nothing annoying about the watch is what makes it enjoyable over time. So we'll leave that there on 9. A 9 score there for the rubber. My desk is getting all kinds of messed up now. I'm gonna get my straps back on here in a second, but representing the rubber, we actually have the Vanguard strap here for the Tudor BB58. Now these can be kind of funky to get on, and this may not be fair either, right? Because this is gonna be a fitted look, and something that I really appreciate about this watch strap from Vanguard is it's not that expensive, okay? You see some watch straps even rubber straps going for $4, $5, or even $1,000. And if your strap costs half as much as your watch, that's a little bit much to me. You know, I see some people that wear $200 straps on $200 watches, and that's cool. That's cool. But I'm saying you could have got a better watch, probably. But some people just love watches of different price points. You know, somebody watching this video who's a real Rolex fan or an Omega fan is probably looking at my Baltic like, why do you even like that cheap watch? What's so exciting about that? All right. So here we've got the Tudor on rubber. This is the Vanguard strap. Let's put them on and see how they look. A lot of talking in these videos, but not a lot of watch wearing. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. I guess your points go on right there, Ryan. You didn't put it on very well. Knife Watch, get yourself together now before I punish you. All right. So listen, guys, this is all my fault. Okay, I didn't make sure it was okay. There's the click I'm looking for. There's the sound I'm looking for. This is nothing on Vanguard and nothing on the Black Bay 58. I did not put it on securely. So also a great reason to do this video series of the strap battles is just that you guys should be changing your own watch straps. Don't go to a watchmaker to get your watch straps changed. So kind of not fair here. You know, you've got a fitted bracelet, fitted strap on this Tudor Black Bay 58. Does it look good on rubber? Yeah, it looks amazing. This actually kind of looks formal. It's giving me Yachtmaster, Oyster Flex, or Daytona Oyster Flex vibes. It looks fantastic. Vanguard even does this cheesy version of a Tudor shield here on the actual clasp. So that's pretty cool. Or on the buckle, I should say, not clasp. Very comfortable, very comfortable, very comfortable. Both of them are. I gave the Baltic a 9. I'm gonna give the Vanguard a 9 too. The only thing that I would say about it is that fitted rubber, it's not as comfortable to wear when it does get wet, because sometimes that rubber can really get on you. But this is a tie. These both look great on rubber. They're both dive watches, so they ought to look great on rubber. Stay tuned for round 3 of strap battles between the Baltic Aquascaphe and the Black Bay 58. Who will come out victorious? That's up to you. This is just my score. What score do you have so far for these brilliant watches? Check the scoreboard and let me know if you agree or disagree. Like and subscribe. Knife Watch out.